everyone, and welcome back to my Animal Crossing series. This is episode 10 of Building Raeberry, and this is going to be the May episode. I will be warning you in advance. I've been playing a lot of Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream lately, but I've been having so much fun with that I kind of forgot to check on Animal Crossing, so this will be my first time opening Animal Crossing in a couple of weeks, so hopefully my villagers won't be too mad at me. But anyways, let's get started. I think I'm gonna go ahead... Oh, we're getting a call. My phone is ringing. Hello, Felicia. This is Tom Nook. In the spirit of May 1st, May Day, I've arranged a special tour as a way of saying thanks to everyone. Tour flights will be taken off through May 7th, so stop by the airport whenever you're ready. Have fun! Alright, I think I'm actually going to start with a little bit of an island tour. This is the front of my island. This is my house. We are in a castle. I used the castle set to make it. And then I have some little greenery on the sides here, as well as that solar panel on the side. I like to think that it powers my house. We go down the steps here, we have a little cute entrance, got the clock tower, as well as some more greenery. And I have a welcome mat going straight to the airport, so if I'm logging on just to go to a treasure island or something, I can just, poof, exit my house and go here. Let's go to this beach. This is like my market area, so we have a fish stand, balloon stand, smoothies, pizza, open sign, as well as some ice cream, another spot to sit here, and then directly behind that is my camping area. This isn't where my campsite is, but I made a cute little camping area by my heart-shaped lake. And then directly behind that last sitting area is the Nook statue, or the leaf statue, that came recently in the new update for celebrating 25 years of Animal Crossing. So crazy. I have a little fishing spot back here in case I need to get some fish. And then I have some surfboards, as well as a little soccer net and soccer goal kicking area that I like. This is a little bit of a continuation of my market. So I have a honey stand here, pottery stand here, as well as the fortune cookie cart. I have the truck with some boxes and Nook's Cranny over here. I like to think that the truck is unloading the boxes to go into Nook's Cranny. And then I have an ABD in case I make an excess of bells from selling things, so I could just put them in here. And then I have Able Sisters right next to it. Right next to that, I have a little area for the museum. So this is my museum. And then I have some waterfalls next to it. I have all of these bushes here, as well as a fossil area. And then up above the waterfalls are white and black flowers because I like the way that they look. So here's a little tour of that area. I have different bushes for different seasons, so you can see the bushes as they grow. Little coffee area, bakery area, flower stand. That is a scorpion. Should I catch it? Should I try to catch the scorpion? We're gonna try to catch the scorpion. Oh, 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 oh. We gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. Okay. Imagine that never happened. Behind my house is a little park area. I have some garden benches, as well as some street lamps. I have the little park fountain. I like this one because it has the bench you can sit on, and I think it's really cute. And then it also brings you straight into resident services, which is where a lot of my villagers like to hang out. In front of resident services, I have this little seasonal area. So right now it's decorated for Bunny Day because that's the last holiday I played on here. And then I have a little Bunny Day area in front of it. Ignore those weeds. And then in front of the seasonal area is a little beach. Well, first of all, I have a hydration station, as well as a movie theater. So I have the new circle cushions, as well as some other cushions, the popcorn set, some apple cider popcorn. Behind resident services is a little foresty area. So I have a whole bunch of mushrooms here. Now, I haven't experienced mushroom season on my island yet. I got those from a treasure island, but I really wanted it to look a certain way with the mushrooms, so I just went ahead and got them. There's a whole bunch of gyroids around here because I like to think that they're the beings of the forest and that they're the mystical beings that just kind of have their home here. So you can see them as you walk through. There's also a lot of different colored flowers. I really wanted this island to be nice and colorful because I just love colors and I love the way that they look. By the side, we have a little bit more greenery, a little bit more flowers, more trees, that type of stuff. Going over this bridge here, we have some rotten turnips because I haven't been here in forever. This is typically where I place my turnips when I'm waiting for Daisy May to show up and or when I'm waiting for the turnip price to go up. Over here is my rainbow flower field. I actually have two separate rainbow flower fields. The golden roses are in the middle, and then it's black, white, purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, pink, and then on the other side is black, white, purple, blue, you know. Below that, I just have some various farm items to make it more realistic in terms of being a farm. So we have the birdhouse here, the different watering cans, windmill, lawnmower, silo, another windmill, etc. This is a cute little picnic area. I made this little spot and I really like how it came out. I put the scrapbook here as well as the picnic set, and then I just got that blanket code from a person on Pinterest, I think. This is my farm area. I have 3 of everything growing. Behind that is my orchard, so I have all of the different fruit trees. Again, got them from a treasure island, as well as some signs explaining what the trees are. I have a little bamboo field over here, as well as this excavator. I like to imagine that it is about to get rid of the bamboo, but I turned it off just now, so it's not gonna actually do that. And then we go through the orchard to go to the back of this part. This part is my little fairy area. I'm collecting all the different butterfly models, well, the ones I like anyway, and putting them here. I'll just be digging up these flowers and putting them there. I also have some bunnies, as well as a rock, and the different silent princesses, which I really like. Next to that is a rock garden, so I have the Stonehenge, as well as all the different rock things you can make from DIY. And then I put yellow and blue and white flowers here just because I like the way they look. Karakopi Bridge, and then going to the beach over here. It's just really cute with different blankets. Over here is my astrology spot. This is where I'm collecting all of the different fragments of the constellations, but I only have Aquarius and Pisces right now. Little seating area and another place to relax. Over here is my hotel, so we'll get to see that. I didn't do anything fancy with the outside of the hotel, just a gas range, a little DIY spot, and a storage shed for cooking and for making DIY stuff for camping. And then as you leave the hotel, we have my only coconut trees on the island that I use for wood when I actually need it, as well as coconuts. Let's keep going towards the back. Okay, so here is my little plushie party. So I collected as many plushies or toy things that I could find and put them over here. They're having a big dinner. And then I put different types of sweets down so they could be eating that. Behind here is my peninsula. I didn't do too much with the peninsula, just a couple trees, different colored hyacinths, and a lighthouse. And then behind that is my secret cave area. I really like how this area turned out. Right next to it, though, is actually where my campsite is. So let's go take a look. I have a really big lake here, so I can get some upper cliff level river fish or whatever those fish are. And then I have some tree stumps here, as well as some of the log stools in case I need to catch any of the tree stump bugs. I made it really cute with the campsite, so a whole bunch of fish, as well as a utility cart, some clothes, some log stakes, as well as some outdoor chairs and tables, place to cook, place to do DIY for when I was inviting new people to the island. And then here's my actual campsite. And then above the campsite, you can see a whole bunch of different trees and a whole bunch of different colored flowers. That's kind of my random area up there. I put a whole bunch of gyroids up there too, just because I really didn't know what to do with them. I didn't want them to be in storage, and I like how they look. They're really cute. Couple flower beds going on over here. This area gets you to my secret beach, so I put as many plain party lights arches as I could over to the secret beach, where it looks like Aurora's thinking about moving out, but she's... oh. Trying to offer me a park address. Okay, I thought she was thinking about moving out, but she just gave me a address. Anyways, I didn't do too much with my secret beach. I just used this Red's wanted sign because Red likes to park his boat here and he's kind of shady sometimes. A couple bushes on the side of this area. Looks like none of them are blooming right now. Oh, they're azalea bushes blooming. This is starting my villager neighborhood. So this is Jeremiah's house. This is Cookie's house. And then going past here, we have some stairs, but here's Azalea's house. She has different gardening supplies, as well as a garden gnome and a bike. And we have Spike's house here. I gave him a whole bunch of different instruments for him to do an outdoor concert, and I like how that turned out. Beach over here is pretty simple. Volleyball net, volleyball, some places to relax, beach ball, another place to relax. This is the pool area for all of the residents to use. And then this area is nothing fancy. It's just a nice relaxation spot. Let's go up the stairs to see the rest of the villager houses. Let's go from left to right. So this is Aurora's house. Gave her some reading spot as well as a spot to relax. This is Colton's house. Now, Colton is who replaced Keaton because Keaton wanted to move out. Keaton was the first campsite villager, but I really didn't want him to stay for a long time, so I replaced him with Colton. And I think Colton fits the frat boy vibe a little bit more easily just because he looks like a modern day frat boy. So I kept the frat boy setup, and I'll see how his inside of the house looks next. Etoile's house is using all the Sanrio stuff, and Fuchsia's house is nice and cozy on the outside. Let's go up another level. This is my actual forest. I like to call this the Zelda forest. So there's a whole bunch of things that spawn here, and I made sure that all of the things that spawn are things that I can actually reach, so I can actually get to all of these weeds and dig up all of these fossils. I put all of the Zelda type of stuff in the back of the forest, like you see the silent princesses, the rupees, the fairy bottles, as well as some gyroids, because there's no Koroks in this game, but I think the gyroids represent the Koroks, how they're just kind of the beings of the forest. This is Tulin's house. I have the Great Deku Tree along with the Master Sword here and a couple more Zelda things, as well as a Guardian back here. I have the Guardian on Tulin's side because Tulin was actually in Breath of the Wild. Minoru was not. Minoru was introduced in Tears of the Kingdom. But here's Minoru's house, and on her side I have Goddess Hylia, as well as a heart container, and a little shrine here. So I used the cave and I put the Zonai authentication crest in front of it and made it like one of the shrines that you see in Tears of the Kingdom. I think that pretty much wraps up the island tour. Is there anywhere else that I forgot? Oh, I have the pipe by Spike's house behind the tree because I don't like the way that the pipes look, so I like to hide them. And it just takes you straight to resident services. I think I'm actually gonna go to the hotel and show you all of my hotel rooms. As I said in the last episode or episodes before that, I make all of my hotel visitors wear my Grow t-shirt that I designed for my senior recital back in November. It just makes them seem like they're here to support my music career, and I really appreciate that. We're actually going to go straight to room 2 because you saw me do room 1 when this update first came out, and since then I've done all of the hotel rooms. So here's room 2. So room 2 I think is the Japanese style room, so I didn't do anything too fancy with it. I used as much bamboo furniture as I could, and then I also have that Karakopi rug underneath the bed. I think it came out really, really cute, and I also made sure to include music in all of the rooms just because I hate going into a house or a room and there's nothing playing and it's just silent, so I made sure to include music in as many of the rooms as possible. This one I think is the ranch style room. Again, try to use as much as the ranch style furniture as I could. I also tried to include a TV in all of the rooms just because all hotel rooms typically have TVs, so I wanted to make it realistic in that aspect. I think this is the one room I forgot to include music in, maybe because there's a TV, so I'm gonna turn that on for background noise. Room 4 is the cutesy room, or the dreamy room, or whatever. Tried to include all of the dreamy, different plushie stuff, as well as the cute stuff. I really, really like how this room turned out. If I had my go at a hotel room, I would definitely stay in this one. And I also included some of the Sanrio stuff, so you see that My Melody poster on the wall. I think it went well with all of the different decorations in this room, and I really like how it turned out. I would stay in this room. This is the 5th room. I went with the city theme for this one, so it has all of the cool furniture. I used the cool bed, but I really like the way that double beds look in the game, so it's only a single bed, so that's why I included a really big sitting area on the side instead of making the bed the priority. And I like how it turned out, but it's not my favorite room, but I think it turned out pretty okay. If you were to stay in this room and you wanted to feel like you were in New York, I think it definitely accomplishes that. Alright, I think this room has the log cabin theme, so I was trying to include as many as the log items that I could. So we have 2 log benches, the log double bed, the log stump little things on the side tables, I forgot what they were called, and the log stump rug. I really like how it turned out, and I think it looks cute and cozy in here. So for the 7th room, I think it gave me the option of doing like a frozen tile room or something else, but I didn't like any of those options, so I actually went ahead and made it a Lego style room because I really like the Lego furniture, but it's not really useful unless you're just using that plum blossom in the corner or you're making an entire Lego themed room. So that's what I did. I made an entire Lego themed room for my hotel guests, and I like how it turned out. It includes all of the Lego items. I think the rug probably could have come in different swatches and that would have helped it, and also the plum blossom kind of sticks out, but everything else being really cohesive, it's really great. Alright, and then my final room that I did was supposed to be like the fancy antique room. I actually used a lot of the antique sets here. I used the antique couch, I used the antique table, the antique bed, as well as the antique side tables and lamps, and then I used that marble fireplace because I think it has a really sophisticated look to it. I tried to keep it white and gold because I think that it gives a really nice castle look, and then I included the music by having this Lily record player in the corner, and I think it looks stunning. So that is all of my hotel rooms. I think I'm going to go ahead and tour all of my houses now. So you're going to see my house first, and then I'll show you how I decorated the insides of all of my villagers' houses. So my main room is probably the only room that actually looks normal, because whenever villagers come into your house, this main room that you first see is what they stay in normally. So I have a marble fireplace. I use that new marble kitchen island as well as the other new stuff. I used some Sanrio stuff. You see the cinema roll tea bench over there, as well as the cute DIY set, and I also made sure to include music in all of the rooms here. Here is an example of a villager coming into your house and only staying in the one room. So maybe Fuchsia will follow me to the other rooms, but chances are when I go into another room, she's gonna want to leave. Let's try going into the left room. This is my Legend of Zelda room. I really wanted to use all of the new stuff, so I just bought everything for the Legend of Zelda stuff. I have the rupees here, and I really like going back and forth and collecting them when I'm bored. I have the hearts surrounding the Master Sword because the Master Sword has to be pulled by Link, and he can only do that if he has a certain amount of hearts. And then we have the fairy bottle, Silent Princess, Guardian, Zonai Authentication Crest, another fairy bottle, Triforce in the corner, the heart containers, and more of the Zelda stuff. I think it's really cute. Fuchsia's still in my house, but she is going to leave. Yep. Like I said, villagers will only stay in that main room of your house, so that's what she did. Let's go to the back room of this house. This is my Sanrio room. We have all of the different Sanrio posters, as well as the Hello Kitty wall, My Melody floor, My Melody wall. I really tried to make it a cohesive room, but I wanted to use only Sanrio objects, and I really like the way that it turned out. It is a little bit of a color bomb. It would have been cool if I did a whole bunch of different themed rooms for the different characters, but I like including all the Sanrio items because I think that they are so cute and I liked the challenge. This is my Mario style rooms. You can kind of tell where this is going. I made all of my different rooms, different themes based off of the different themed items you can get in Animal Crossing. So I basically try to make it like a Mario course. So you start over here, get the star, go across the mushrooms, get the fire flower, and then try to avoid the thwomp, get the mushroom before finally reaching the goal pole. And then we also have the Mario flooring and the Mario wall. Upstairs is my other Lego center. I made this like my bedroom. I love the cute swatches of all of the Lego furniture because they're pastel colors and just so bright and colorful, and I absolutely love them. So I made a cute little Lego area over here. I used, again, all of the Lego stuff that I could, and I used multiple of some of the items. Like, I used the partition walls to kind of corner in the sofas, and I really like how they turned out. And that way I have a bed in my house for when I finally upload this island to the Dream Network. So yeah, my basement's definitely a different vibe from everything else that you've just seen. Welcome to my graveyard. We have photos of every single villager that I've ever had on any of my islands here. Let's start over here from left to right. This is everyone that ever lived on Alto Cliff. So my two starters on that island were Tank and Sylvia, and then I got Patty, Aurora, and Cranston as my three new ones. Lopez was my first campsite villager, and then I filled the rest of the slots up with Becky, Camafrog, and Tutu, and then Snooty autofilled, so I got rid of her real quick. Replaced her with Jay, and then I realized that I didn't really want Jay on the island, so I replaced him with Hans, and then I ended up replacing Tutu with Punchy, and then I ended up replacing Lopez with Fuchsia. So the final layout of Alto Cliff was Tank, Sylvia, Patty, Cranston, Aurora, Becky, Camafrog, and Hans, Punchy, and Fuchsia. We're actually going to go to the right side of the room next. This is everyone that ever lived on Coricoco. Okay, my two starters on Coricoco were Lyman and Pashmina. Got rid of all of them. Cherry, Egbert, and Sky were my next three. Who was my first campsite villager? I think it was Chops, but I did not want to see his face ever again, so I didn't include him up here. And then Max, Sid, Lucy, Annabelle, Renee, I think, were my next island starters, and then I ended up phasing out Cherry, Egbert, and Sky, and replacing them with Drago and Marina and Chatter, and then I ended up replacing everybody else. So the villagers that you saw on Coricoco were Poppy, Phoebe, Marty, Opal, Sherb, I'm trying to remember their names, Rod, Rosie, Monty, and Eugene. And I feel like I'm forgetting one, but maybe I'm not. But yeah, I went through a whole bunch of different villagers on Coricoco because I was getting bored and wanted to see new faces. But now I get to see new faces every day with the new hotel update. And then over here we have all the former villagers here on Raeberry. So my two starters here were Renee and Frobert. They're gone. Ended up having Bob and Bertha move in as part of the first three, but I let them go. I don't have Bertha's picture up here because I forgot to get it. And then Keaton was my first campsite villager, but he moved out and got replaced. So with Azalea's house, I actually tried to recreate it similar to how it was on Coricoco, but I had a couple of new ideas. So her bed is on this side. I really like this bed because it matches her skin quite nice. And then I also gave her a butterfly and some flowers because she has the nature hobby. So I think it goes really, really well with her aesthetic. I have the blue curtains on the walls because I really like how they look. Again, try to include as much nature in here as possible. She had this stove as her original design for her house, so I actually kept it there and just changed the swatch to a white one so it would blend in with the walls better. And then I gave her this cute DIY bench that she is using right now. At Twa's house, I really wanted to use a lot of Sanrio stuff, but I also used a couple of the Lego things because I think this Lego DIY bench really goes with Etwa's aesthetic and her fur and how it looks. And I used the ranch one over here because it's pink and Etwa's pink and purple, and I really like how it looks. I also used that Lego Plum Blossom in the corner and put all of the Sanrio posters on the wall. I really, really like how her room turned out. It's similar to my Sanrio room in my house, and I think it's really, really cute. So with Mineru's house, I wanted to recreate the scene in The Legend of Zelda where Zelda is trying to ask Minoru for her advice and tell her that she's from the future and tries to get Minoru to examine the Purapad and all that fun stuff. So I tried to recreate her house in Legend of Zelda in Animal Crossing. So here is her chair that she's sitting in when Zelda's talking to her. There's a whole bunch of books behind her, as well as bookshelves embedded in the walls. So I made sure to include a lot of bookshelves. And then I also included a stone table to put an antique radio on here because, again, I really like having music in all of the houses, just so I'm not walking into complete silence. So I had to make sure that she had music in here. A couple of the wall candles, again, to make it look like that Zonai room. And then I had to make sure to include a stove and DIY bench in all of the houses, so they would automatically go to the ones that I provided to them for cooking and for DIY, and they wouldn't be messing up my designs in order to do that, because in Alto Cliff, they did that, and I got really mad whenever I was trying to go in their houses and then they would just get rid of stuff. So I wanted Spike's house to be really dark and really mysterious, so I gave him the skull floor and the skull walls, as well as a little privacy thing here, black bed, as well as some clothes and places for him to get changed, fireplace, and then I gave him a DIY bench and a cooking place, and it looks like he's cooking right now, so let's see what he's cooking. What you cooking? French fries! Ooh, those do sound good. Like I was saying, I really wanted Colton to really embody the frat boy house look, so I made his house into a frat house. I want to give credit where credit is due. I saw someone on Reddit do this first, so I'll give credit to them right here. I don't remember their username, but I copied a lot of their design, just altered it slightly because I didn't have all of the furniture unlocked that they did. So we have a pool table over here, chips on the floor, all the different like college emblems or things that you could see, as well as a clock, and then places to do DIY, cook, a lot of trash, as well as a cooler, different beer bottles, and then a place to sleep back here. So I think it's really, really cool. Fuchsia's house, I actually wanted to stay close to her original design, so I kept her couch and her TV and her DIY bench where it was. I just moved her guitar to behind the DIY bench and also gave her another cute table with a record player and some candles. A lot of her original design is pink and red, so I thought this bed really matched her personality. I also gave her some signs, so I put the Alto Cliff and Cora Coco flags behind her bed because she lived on both of my islands, because she's my favorite villager. I just love her. Love the way that she looks. Her name starts with F, and she's just so cool. I also gave her a plant as well as a place to cook, and I have some different shelves there because I like to think that she's really organized. So yeah, that's Fuchsia's house. For Tulin's house, I really wanted it to be like a house in Rito Village as much as possible. So I have the rug on the floor there because those are the type of designs that the Rito would make. Same with the bed, and then I have the clay fireplace or the furnace back there because it's really similar to the actual cooking pots in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They sell Tabantha wheat and sugarcane at the Rito Village shops, so I have that there, as well as different fruits and vegetables because they sell different things to Link. And then I have different posts as well as the hanging decorations to make it look like one of the houses there. And then I also gave him a DIY bench so he can craft whatever he wants. And then I also made sure to include the wall to be that rice field wall type of thing because I think it looks like Rito Village because they're across from the snowy mountains and there's a body of water separating them, and then Rito Village is nice and actually green, so I really like how it turned out. I actually wanted Cookie's house to be pink and cookie themed. So there's cookies on all of the tables. I used the new marble kitchen set to decorate that corner of her house. I imagine that she's making cookies all the time. Gave her the cute DIY bench as well as a cute couch and some pink stuff in the background. I think her house is just really, really cute, but let's see what she's cooking. What you making? Mixed fruits tart. I don't know if I have that one. I wanted Jeremiah's house to be blue and very on brand with him being a lazy villager, so I used that blue pizza print with a lot of his furniture. You can see it with the table, the couch, and the bed. And then I also wanted it to be like a snack heaven, so I have that fridge in the back as well as the microwave, toaster, the stove, and a TV with a speaker so he can just make his snack and watch TV. And then I also have his DIY bench next to his bed in case he needs a spot to do DIY. But I think his house is really cute. I really wanted it to be nice and blue like him. Oh, Aurora's got Tulin over. So I wanted to make Aurora's house black and white because she's a black and white penguin, but I also wanted to make it flowery because I did her vacation home in one of my previous islands and she wanted it to be like a flower shop. So I included some red flowers because she comes in a red cardigan. Also included a red CD player, and I have the bookshelf behind her bed with the Alto Cliff sign because she lived on Alto Cliff, and I think it's really, really cute. Now, I think I am going to go up here and upload Raeberry to the Dream Network. Ah, so exciting. Hey, girly pop. I'd like to share a dream. I'm ready. Yay. Alright, we have DA 423458999170 is where Raeberry is going to live, so you can visit it if you would like. Hey! Good timing! Mayday ticket! Let's go! Oh, I want to fly. Let's go on a Mayday tour. It's been a year since I've played this, so I'll have to see how long I can do the Mayday tour. Wait, maybe I should put a timer up. And we have touched down your Mayday tour destination. Woo! This tour is different than most. The whole island is a giant maze. Nothing with an aerial view will help, but that's not why we're here. It's in the navigation tour. We have to find our way through. Alrighty. This is where I use the most rescue service miles. Alright, I am going to actually do a little bit of a challenge here. I am going to use my phone. I'm going to start a timer and see how long this actually takes me. Ready, set, go. I got this funny feeling in my chest. I cannot lie, I don't want it to rest. It makes me feel joy, and that's real hard to find. But I don't want to root this happiness in a lie. I don't know why, but you're in my dreams, saying things I know that you do not mean. The way you treat me in them is not like real life. What the heck is going on in my mind? Caught up in illusions, making me just more confused. And I know that I'm always... And time. 10 minutes, 31 seconds, and 52 milliseconds. I wonder if I can use this and get some Bell tickets. Oh. Yeah. I like to go home. Oh, they're gonna be in my mailbox. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So again, 10:31:52 is how long it took me to do this maze. I think what I'll do is I'll do this year after year and see if I keep beating my time. Just because I've been playing this game a lot more often, I'm going to show you guys my island on Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. I did a little bit of my introduction to this game and put it on YouTube and TikTok, but I'm going to show you what my island looks like now, and maybe do a little bit of gameplay on it so you could see it. But I still mostly want to play this game on my own, just so I don't have to worry about progressing the lore and then having to film it. I just like experiencing on my own. And that's what I liked with Animal Crossing too, but I played Animal Crossing so much that I really wanted to document this journey, so here we are. Anyways, here's Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. We still have Banana Smoothie Island, but it looks a lot different than the last time that you saw it. So I have a lot of villagers, but let's go look at the wishing fountain. $298.10, almost 300 bucks. Let's go. Okay, looks like someone in this house has a friendship problem, and it is Monty. Fair disclaimer, most of this island is either celebrities, fake people, or my imaginary friends or me's that I made on my childhood Wii. So I was able to transfer all of the me's that I made when I was like 8 years old and just bored, and making random people from my head onto my childhood Wii. So how I did that was I transferred the me's from Mii Maker on the childhood Wii to a Wii U, and then I used all of my Animal Crossing amiibo cards and used those Mii's as the owners of the different cards, and then I scanned them onto my Switch, and that's how I was able to bring them over. So this is Monty. She was one of my imaginary friends when I was a toddler.
I want to try living
and
with
it looks
Dell.
like she wants to live with Dell. Again, Dell is another one of the characters that I created when I was 8 years old. Oh, let's figure out what they want to do. I have a whole list of lingo ideas, so let's go look at that.
Rope dropping magic kingdom.
Yeah. I kind of want her to live in
Hey.
this house, but I
Hey.
think only 4 people can
Hey,
live in a house at a time.
can we chat for a moment?
Sure. What's up?
Well, if the two of us lived together, what's something you think we'd enjoy doing every day?
Also, I think she already lives with someone else.
Let's say it together.
We'll see.
On 3. Rope
Playing
dropping
robots.
magic kingdom.
Yeah, so I don't think they're gonna live together. Let me give you something to help you. You can get mistakes were made by me.
I feel like a heavy weight has been lifted from my
I'm
shoulder.
really glad that my music could help you do that. I want to see who else has friendship problems. Joe Gatto has a friendship problem. I have all 4 Impractical Jokers in here, as well as all 4 members of Big Time Rush. And it looks like they want to be friends. Alright, what should we talk about? Let's have them talk about Wawa.
Good evening, James. Do you feel like talking about Wawa?
Question for ya, Joe. You can choose between Wawa and Felicia Barrier music.
Whoa!
What do you do?
I will not be offended if you choose Wawa.
I guess I'd pick
You can definitely pick...
Wawa.
Yeah, you can pick Wawa over me.
Really?
That's totally fine.
Well, if that's the case, we're gonna get along just
You know what?
fine.
That makes sense.
Let's be
I would pick
friends.
Wawa too. Oh, I forgot that I gave James the flirty personality. Oh, I'm so glad
Thanks
your
to
friends
Wawa.
think the Wawa. I've been giving everyone the street dancing DVD lately because I think that the street dancing dance moves are so funny. Just randomly busting out into like breakdancing around the island kills me. Absolutely kills
Thank
me.
you.
It's so funny. Looks like we can get a new thing at the wishing fountain. We're at level 95! Yeah, I've been playing this game a lot. I'm slowly unlocking all of the different Reno sets. I already unlocked all of the quick build items. That was my first priority. I also did all of the travel tickets. And then I also got all of the different little quirks. Ooh, this is cute! This is cute! I'm tempted to get some... I'm gonna get this
Thank you
color,
very
and I'm
much.
gonna get this color.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna go through my treasure shop, actually.
Welcome.
So we have the Meet Felicity book, because it goes with the Meet Felicity doll. We have a Holy Bible. We have all of my music signed, so Figure It Out, Mistakes Were Made, Get Away, If I Told You, A Song About You, Camp Song, Vandalize, the Grad album, August, and signed GPS vinyl. So this is my Felicity doll. Bear with me, I am not a fine artist, I am a musical artist. I also have an Avello plane because that's the only airline that I've been on lately. I tried to create Shane reading Reddit stories. I also made a Wawa handbook. I was gonna make a Wawa gift card, but I think the interactions are funnier when the Miis are reading books, so I made it a book. I made Good Mythical Morning, so we have Rhett and Link there. Again, I am a musical artist, not a fine artist. I made my Carissa doll, Girl of the Year 2009, American Girl. I made Moist Critical, aka Penguin Zero. I made his video. Really pixelated in the background because I tried to follow a tutorial from Living the Grid to make it, but it didn't really work out that great. And then I also made my graduation bear for Gina. Made her for graduating college, so she's there. And then I also made a book of sheet music. Let me show what I made in terms of food. We have a strawberry ice cream sundae. This is one of the first things I made. I made the Buffalo Wild Wings buffalo seasoning fries because I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings, and on my shift meal, I would always order a small fries with buffalo seasoning and ranch. I had like a $10 spending limit or something like that, and the fries were like $6, and it didn't cost anything to add seasoning, and I just got the ranch from the side. Also made a crumble pink sugar cookie. I made a pineapple Dole Whip. I made the Olivia Rodrigo crumble cookie. I made twisted tea, a s'more, a thing of mochi with the whipped cream in the center. I tried making a Shirley Temple, a triple chocolate meltdown from Applebee's, a Sprite cranberry, and I made GPSOs, which is a Felicia Barrier music product. It is a cereal based off my song GPS. And then the first thing I made was a cake, so I just called it cake, and then I liked the lighting tool. And then I made Felicia's favorite, which is strawberry lemonade with Moscato and vodka, because I love me a vodka lemonade and I love Moscato. And I love strawberries. Let me give you an actual tour. So as you can see, it's mostly me houses. So I have it set up like a city over here where it's a whole bunch of different houses. I have all of my shops in the back, and I also made a cute little pool. I saw the idea for this on TikTok, I think. So shout out to whoever did this first. My beach back here is pretty simple. It's just a whole bunch of beach loungers with some umbrellas. I don't know what to do with this spot yet. I'm still gonna figure it out. Going over here, I made a little area for the marketplace. I made a clock tower and then have the vending machines there. And then I made a little building for restrooms, so it's like a beach boardwalk type of thing. And then I also made these lights. I think they look cute. Again, I'm a musical artist, not a fine artist. All right, what do we got? What do we got? A seashell. Oatmeal cookie. Ooh, that looks good. A marble set. Ooh.
Thanks a bunch.
Oh,
Be
sometimes
sure
there's
to
a
stop
fourth
by
item in
again
there. I've
tomorrow.
noticed that. But not today. Okay, continuing. Again, more me houses. This front beach, I call it my picnic beach. There's actually a sign for it. You see Banana Smoothie Picnic Park, so there's that. And then I have a bonfire over here in case they want to do like a cookout and then bring it over to the picnic tables. Over here is the wishing fountain. We have Bobby. Actually, this is the me that my brother made when we were little. Wishing fountain. This is gonna be my little seasonal area. As the seasons change, there's different gardening things and also different items that you can collect. So I'll be changing this out as the seasons go along. I think there's different summer, winter, fall, and spring stuff. We're currently in spring right now, so it's the spring stuff. And then this is just a little cute park area. Next to it, we have the restaurant. Looks like my dad is staring at my mom. Anyway, so this is the little seating area by the restaurant. I have it on both sides. I think it looks cute in here. And then back here, more houses. And then this is my little park area. So there's a little place for people to play, seesaws, and some bouncy animals. Looks like Isabel's on one right now. I made this cute little watch children sign at the front. I think it's really adorable. And then I have a little sprinkler area over here that Ashley and Daniela are playing in. Again, 2 more me's that I made on my childhood me. On my childhood Wii, excuse me. We have the Banana Smoothie Park sign, and then Starfire is over here laying in the grass. Good for her. Zoe from Total Drama Island sitting by a tree. I tried making a fountain I don't know how good it came out. I was thinking in one of those like dome-shaped fountains because I just really wanted a central area in the park. I wanted someplace to put this clock, but I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, so I tried making this fountain. I don't know how good it came out. I also really like this inflatable arch. I made a campsite with the different triangular pyramid things that you could make, and then it had a tent design, so I just recolored it and made 4 different colored ones, and then I gave a different little bonfire and some water fountains for everyone to drink from. And then this is my heart-shaped lake. I have a whole bunch of weeds here, but I like to think it's just grass, and then I have some different flowers hiding among them. I'll add different types of flowers as the seasons go on, and then I have a bell at the front of the heart. I'm gonna make Gregory, another me that I made when I was 8. I'm gonna make him ring it. I think it's cute. And then I have the lighthouse and 2 of these porch things right next to it. But yeah, that's pretty much my island. I also have the words banana and smoothie on it, as well as a literal banana smoothie. This is the banana smoothie, and then I have a banana above it. I think it came out really, really cute. I've seen so many people with so many different cool ideas on this app as well as on TikTok, and it's just so cool seeing everyone's different ideas. But I wanted to show you Tomodachi Life because that's what I've been playing a lot of. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Raeberry and Tomodachi Life. I am actually going to be switching gears a little bit, so this was my last Animal Crossing episode until we get to either June or July, but I'm actually going to switch gears to play some Disney Dreamlight Valley. I am going to Disney World in May, and I'm so excited for it. I haven't touched Disney Dreamlight Valley in like a year, so it's gonna be a little bit more nerve-wracking than going back to Animal Crossing after not being there for a month, but I'm excited to go back to it. I want to decorate my island a little bit. I've been going into the game and buying a couple more items and seeing what's in the shop every day, so I'm excited to see what's going to be there and see the new characters and stuff like that. I haven't even finished unlocking everything, but I just want to decorate my island a little bit, get acquainted with the Disney characters before I meet them for real in the middle of May going to Disney World, and I'll be doing a little Disney World vlog to add on to that. So hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!